Angels say the person you can't stop thinking about will reach out with a message. Right now, at this very moment, someone's name is on the tip of your tongue. You haven't heard from them in days, maybe weeks, yet they occupy your thoughts more than anyone else in your life. Every time your phone buzzes, a part of you wonders if it's them. Every song that plays seems to carry their memory. Every moment of silence is filled with their presence, and you're left wondering if this connection, this inexplicable pull, is real or just wishful thinking on your part. But what if I told you that this isn't coincidence? What if the universe, God, your angels are trying to tell you something profound right now? Welcome to God's Message Today channel, where divine truth meets your everyday reality. If you're new here and you felt that mysterious tug toward someone, toward a message that's about to change everything, I urge you to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss what's coming your way. Before we go any further, I want you to do something powerful right now. Type in the comments below the word that resonates with your soul today. If you believe that God is working in your life right now, type, I receive. If you know deep in your heart that miracles are real and they're happening for you, type, I believe. If you're ready to accept the message that's coming your way, type, I am ready. This simple act of faith, this declaration, opens a spiritual door that allows the universe to work more powerfully in your favor. Don't skip this step. Your participation matters more than you realize. Now let me ask you something that might feel uncomfortable. When was the last time you felt truly seen by another person? Not just noticed, but genuinely understood at a level that goes beyond words. That person you can't stop thinking about, they saw you in a way that changed something inside you. Whether it was a glance that lasted just a moment too long, a conversation that felt like reading your own diary through someone else's voice, or simply the way they made you feel alive, that connection left an imprint on your soul. And here's what the angels want you to know. That person feels it too. The connection you share with someone isn't a one-way street. When you think about someone constantly, when their memory visits you in your quiet moments, there's a spiritual frequency being transmitted. Your thoughts are energy, and that energy travels across invisible dimensions to touch the heart and mind of the person you're thinking about. They may not understand why you suddenly come to their mind at certain moments. They might feel a sudden urge to reach out to you and not know why. But it's because your soul is communicating with theirs on a level that transcends the physical world. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 12, we read these powerful words, "Before a fall the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor." This verse teaches us that when we release our pride, when we open our hearts with genuine humility, that's when connections can heal and messages can be received. The person you're thinking about might be struggling with their own pride, their own fear of rejection, their own doubts about whether they should reach out. But what if your faith, your belief, your openness to receiving their message is what breaks through that barrier for them? Let me tell you something that many people don't understand about spiritual communication. Every time you think about someone, especially when it's persistent and overwhelming, you're not just having a random thought. You're receiving a spiritual signal. The angels, the universe, God Himself, are sending you messages through these thoughts. They're saying, pay attention. This person matters. This connection matters. Something is about to shift. And if you're feeling this pull, if this person is constantly on your mind despite your best efforts to move forward, it's because there's unfinished business, unspoken words, or a message that needs to be delivered. Matthew 6:33 tells us, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This isn't just about seeking God's kingdom in an abstract spiritual sense. It's about prioritizing truth, connection, and authentic communication in your life. When you prioritize genuine connection, when you value truth over comfort, when you're willing to be vulnerable and open to receiving messages from those who matter to you, that's when miracles happen. That's when the person you've been thinking about finally finds the courage to reach out. The timing of your watching this video right now is no accident. There's no such thing as coincidence in the universe. Everything happens in divine order. The fact that you're here, reading these words, feeling this resonance in your chest, means that this message was meant for you at this exact moment in time. The angels orchestrated this. They guided you here because they know what's about to happen. They know that very soon, whether it's hours or days, your phone is going to light up. You're going to see their name, and when you do, everything will make sense. I want you to understand something about the nature of spiritual connection. When two souls recognize each other, even across time and distance, there's a bond that forms. It's not romantic in the traditional sense, though it can be. It's not always about romantic love either. Sometimes it's about recognition. Sometimes it's about someone seeing your potential, your worth, your true self in a way that nobody else does. And that kind of recognition changes people. It haunts them in the most beautiful way. It makes them unable to ignore you, even when they try. That person, the one you can't stop thinking about, they've been trying to ignore you. They've been trying to move forward. But they can't. They won't be able to, because the universe has other plans. Isaiah 43:19 speaks to this in a way that will shift your entire perspective. The passage reads, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland." This is telling you that God is already in motion. He's not waiting for permission. He's not concerned with your doubts or the obstacles that seem to block your path. He's making a way where there seems to be no way. He's creating streams of connection and communication in the wasteland of silence and separation. The message that person will send you is already being written in the spiritual realm. It's already on its way. You just have to be ready to receive it. One of the most important things to understand is that the universe rewards readiness. When you're prepared to receive, when you've done the inner work of clearing your doubt, of releasing your fear, of opening your heart despite the risk of pain, that's when messages arrive. That's when communication happens. The angels are looking for someone willing to be vulnerable. They're searching for someone willing to say yes to connection, even when it's scary. If that's you, if you're reading these words and you feel that willingness stirring inside you, then you need to know that your breakthrough is imminent. Philippians 4:6 and 7 tells us something profound. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. The anxiety you feel, the constant wondering about whether they'll reach out, whether this connection is real, that anxiety can actually block the message. When you release the anxiety, when you replace it with gratitude for what is to come, when you trust that God is handling this situation perfectly, that's when the barriers fall away. That's when communication flows freely. Think about this. The person you're thinking about might be experiencing a moment of clarity right now too. They might be going through a situation that's forcing them to reevaluate their relationships, their priorities, their connections. They might be realizing that they made a mistake by not reaching out sooner. They might be having their own spiritual awakening that's pushing them toward vulnerability and authenticity. The universe is orchestrating this from both sides. You're not alone in this waiting. They're not alone in their struggle to reach out. You're both being guided toward the same moment of connection and truth. In Jeremiah 29:11, we find these words, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." This person, this message, this connection, it's all part of God's plan for you. He hasn't forgotten about you. He hasn't overlooked this situation. He's orchestrating every detail to bring you together at the exact right moment. The timing might not make sense to your logical mind, but it makes perfect sense in the spiritual realm. Trust that. What I want you to understand is that waiting isn't passive. While you're waiting for this message to arrive, you're not just sitting idle. You're participating in a spiritual process. Every time you think of them with love instead of desperation, you're sending out higher frequency energy. Every time you catch yourself spiraling into doubt and you replace it with faith, you're aligning yourself with the manifestation of this message. Every time you believe it's coming, despite all evidence to the contrary, you're cooperating with the universe in bringing it about. Your faith is literally creating the conditions for this message to arrive. Romans 10:17 reminds us that faith comes from hearing the message, and the message comes through the word about Christ. But I want to expand on this for a moment. Faith doesn't come from just hearing words. It comes from believing those words so deeply that they change how you move through the world. When you truly believe that this message is coming, when you embody that belief with every fiber of your being, that's when doors open. That's when unexpected circumstances align. That's when the person you're thinking about suddenly finds themselves free to reach out. Let me paint a picture for you of what this moment will feel like. You're going to be going about your day, maybe thinking about them as you always do, when suddenly your phone lights up. Maybe it's a text, maybe it's a call, maybe it's something unexpected like a social media message or an email that lands in your inbox. But you're going to know the moment you see it that this is the message. This is the answer to the silent prayers you've been sending out into the universe. And in that moment, time will feel like it stops. Everything will make sense. All the waiting, all the wondering, all the nights you spent thinking about them, it will all crystallize into this one perfect moment of connection. The message might not be what you expected. It might be simpler than you imagined or more profound, but it will be genuine. It will be authentic. It will carry the weight of everything unspoken between you. It might be an apology. It might be a confession. It might be an acknowledgement of the connection you've both been feeling. Whatever form it takes, know that it's coming. The angels have set this in motion, but here's the part where I need to be honest with you about something important. This message, this connection, it's not just about romantic love or getting back together with someone. The universe is orchestrating this moment for your spiritual growth. This person is being sent back into your life to teach you something, to show you something about yourself, or to deliver a message that you need to hear at this exact point in your journey. Be open to whatever form this reunion or reconnection takes. Don't limit God's work by insisting that it happen exactly as you've imagined. Trust that it will happen in the way that serves your highest good. Psalm 37:4 says, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." When you align your desires with God's will, when you seek truth and connection for the right reasons, when you're willing to be changed by this experience, that's when your deepest desires manifest. The desire you have for this person to reach out, for this connection to be restored. These aren't selfish desires if they're rooted in genuine care and authentic connection. Trust that God sees your heart. He knows your intentions, and He will honor your faith. Now, as we approach the closing of this message, I want you to reflect on something. This video found you at exactly the right time. Your angels orchestrated this meeting of words and consciousness. They wanted you to know that you're not crazy. You're not obsessing needlessly. This connection you feel is real. This person is thinking about you too, and the message is coming. Hold that truth close to your heart in the days ahead. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel that shift in your spirit that tells you this is real, I'm asking you to do something right now. First, I want you to like this video. Your engagement helps the algorithm share this message with others who need to hear it. More importantly, it sends a signal to the universe that you're receiving this message and you're grateful for it. Second, I want you to subscribe to God's Message Today channel if you haven't already. More messages like this are coming. The angels have more to tell you. You don't want to miss what's next. Third, I want you to turn on your notifications so that you receive an alert the moment we post a new video. The message you need to hear might be waiting for you in our next upload. In the comments section below, I want you to declare your faith one more time. Type a closing affirmation. Type blessed and ready. Type I receive my message. Type faith in God's timing. Whatever words feel true in your soul right now, speak them into existence. Share your declaration with this community. Let others see your faith. Let the universe hear your commitment to believing in this connection. Before you go, I want to ask you to share this video with the people in your life who need to hear it. If you know someone who's been waiting for a message, someone who's been thinking about someone constantly, send this their way. Your sharing might be the exact message they need to hear to reignite their faith and come back to watch more videos from God's Message Today channel. There's so much more divine guidance waiting for you here. Here's the truth that I want to land with you as we close. The person you can't stop thinking about will reach out with a message because the universe doesn't create persistent connections without reason. It doesn't allow souls to think of each other across distance and time unless there's something real to be delivered. Your feeling is valid. Your hope is justified. Your faith is about to be rewarded. Trust in God's timing. Trust in the angels that surround you. Trust in the connection that binds you to this person. The message is coming. If you've found value in this message and you believe in the work we're doing here at God's Message Today channel, we're humbly asking for your support. If you're able to, please consider sending us a super thank you or making a donation. Every contribution helps us continue creating these divine messages that change lives and restore faith. Your support is a blessing to us and an act of faith on your part. Thank you for being here. Thank you for opening your heart to this message. Thank you for being willing to believe. Remember, you are loved. You are seen. You are guided. And your message is coming. Now that you understand the foundation of this divine principle, let me deepen your understanding of what's happening in the spiritual realm right now. You see, there's a misconception that many people carry about connection and distance. They believe that when someone isn't physically present, when there's silence between you, that the connection weakens. But this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the silence is often when the deepest spiritual work is happening. It's during these quiet periods that souls are preparing to deliver their most important messages. When you think about this person, you're not just experiencing a memory or a fantasy. You're participating in what spiritual teachers call soul communication. On a level beyond your conscious awareness, your spirit is reaching out to theirs. It's calling them. It's saying, I'm here. I haven't forgotten you. I'm still open to you. And that call is being heard. It's being felt, even if they're surrounded by other people, even if they're trying to convince themselves that they've moved on. Somewhere deep within their being, they feel your presence. They feel your thoughts reaching across whatever distance separates you. Consider what happens in the moment right before someone reaches out to you. There's a hesitation. There's doubt. There's fear that maybe you've moved on, that maybe you don't want to hear from them, that maybe the connection was only one-sided. That's the human ego talking. But then something shifts. A song plays that reminds them of you. They see something that makes them think of you. Or they simply feel an overwhelming urge that they can't explain or ignore. That's the moment when the angels break through the noise of their doubt. That's when your spiritual frequency reaches them so powerfully that they can't deny it anymore. In 1 Corinthians 13:4-7, Paul writes about the nature of love in a way that applies to all profound spiritual connections. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. This passage is telling you something essential. True connection perseveres. It doesn't die because of time or distance. It doesn't fade because of silence. It keeps hoping. It keeps believing. And that's exactly what's happening. Between you and this person right now, the reason this message is so important for you to receive at this exact moment is because you're in a critical window of manifestation. Think about it. You found this video. You're reading these words. You're engaging with this content. This is not random. This is divine orchestration. The universe is saying, this is your moment. This is when things are about to shift. This is when you need to be paying attention. In the next few days, something is going to happen. It might be small. It might seem insignificant if you weren't paying attention, but you're paying attention now. You've opened your awareness. You've invited the angels into this situation by declaring your faith. And because of that, you're going to see the signs. You're going to notice when the message arrives. Let me tell you about the different forms this message might take, because it's important that you don't miss it by waiting for a very specific manifestation. The message could come as a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" text. Don't dismiss this. This is often how the most profound reconnections begin. It's not dramatic. It's just real and honest and vulnerable. Someone putting themselves out there by reaching out first, breaking the silence, admitting that they've been thinking about you. That's courage. That's the angels working through them. It could come as a longer, more thoughtful message where they pour out everything they've been feeling, everything they should have said, every reason why they've been unable to stay away from thoughts of you. It could come as an invitation to meet up, to have coffee, to spend time in person. It could come as a confession of feelings they've kept hidden. It could come as an apology for something left unsaid or undone. Whatever form it takes, your spirit will recognize it immediately. Lamentations 3:24-26 tells us, "I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord." There's something powerful about waiting quietly, about not forcing things, about allowing God to orchestrate events according to his timeline rather than yours. So many people self-sabotage by reaching out too soon, by breaking the silence prematurely. by trying to control how and when the reconnection happens. But here's what the universe wants you to know. If you remain open, if you maintain your faith, if you don't succumb to desperation or impatience, the other person will reach out. Let them come to you. Your role is simply to be ready to receive. Now, I want to address something that might be creating doubt in your mind. You might be thinking, but what if they don't reach out? What if this doesn't happen? And I want you to understand why that fear exists. That fear comes from your human mind trying to protect you from disappointment. Your ego is saying, don't hope too much. Don't believe too much. It might hurt. But let me remind you of what Jesus teaches us in John 14:12. Very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. This isn't just about religious faith. This is about the power of belief. When you truly believe in something, when you align your entire being with that belief, you participate in the creation of your reality. Your belief is not passive. It's actively shaping what manifests in your life. The doubt that tries to creep in is like static on a radio frequency. It disrupts the clear signal you're sending out into the universe. Every time you catch yourself thinking, maybe this won't happen, I want you to consciously shift that thought. Replace it with, this is already happening. Replace it with, the message is on its way. Replace it with, I trust God's timing. This isn't positive thinking in some superficial sense. This is spiritual alignment. This is choosing to vibrate at the frequency of faith rather than the frequency of fear. And the universe responds to frequency. Think about how many times in your life something you believed in deeply actually came to pass. Think about the times when you decided something was going to happen and your entire being aligned with that decision. The moment you made that internal commitment, doors started opening. Obstacles moved aside. Opportunities appeared that hadn't existed before. That's the law of attraction, but it's also the law of faith. This is no different. You're not waiting passively. You're actively participating in the creation of this moment by maintaining your belief and your openness. There's something else I want you to understand about why this person specifically keeps returning to your thoughts. Of all the people you've known, of all the connections you've made, there's something about this one that stands out. There's something about the way they made you feel, the way they saw you, the way they moved through the world that resonated with something deep inside your soul. That resonance is not accidental. That's a soul-level recognition. You're not thinking about them because you're obsessive or because you have nothing better to think about. You're thinking about them because your soul recognizes something in theirs. You're thinking about them because on some level, you know you're meant to be connected to them in some significant way. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 says, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up." This speaks to the fundamental truth that we're meant to be in connection with others. We're not meant to navigate life alone. And sometimes, the universe sends certain people into our lives specifically to support us through specific seasons. This person might be coming back into your life right now because you need their presence. You need their perspective. You need the way they help you see yourself more clearly. Or perhaps you're coming back into their life because they need you. Don't discount the possibility that you're the message they need to receive. I want you to think about what you'll say when they reach out. Not in a desperate, overthinking way, but in a prepared, intentional way. How do you want to respond? What do you want them to know? Is there something you've been wanting to say? Now's the time to get clear on that. Not so you can script out the entire interaction, but so you know what your authentic response will be. The angels work through authenticity. They work through truth. They work through vulnerability. When you're ready with that clarity, when you've processed your own feelings enough to respond from a place of genuine connection rather than desperation, that's when the message will arrive. In Proverbs 27:12, we find wisdom that applies here. The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. This is about being spiritually intelligent. It's about not just reacting to every impulse, but being intentional with your choices. When this person reaches out, don't respond immediately if you're in an emotional state. Take a moment, breathe, center yourself, then respond from your highest self, not from your fear or your longing. This person deserves your best self, and you deserve to show up as your best self in this interaction. The timeline for when this happens might be shorter than you think. For some of you watching this, the message might arrive within hours. For others, it might be within days. And for some, it might take a couple of weeks. But here's what's important. Don't let the timeline create doubt. Don't think, it's been 3 days and nothing has happened, so maybe this wasn't real. The universe doesn't operate on your schedule. It operates on a timing that's infinitely more intelligent than your human mind can comprehend. It's waiting for exactly the right moment, the exact right circumstance to bring you two back into connection. And when it happens, you'll understand why the timing was perfect. Deuteronomy 31:8 provides comfort in this waiting period. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. You're not alone in this. Even in the moments when it feels like you're the only one thinking about this person, like you're the only one waiting for something to shift, you're not alone. The presence of God, the support of the angels, the force of the universe itself is working on your behalf. You don't have to figure this out on your own. You don't have to make it happen through force or manipulation. You just have to stay open. You just have to remain faithful. Here's something that might shift your perspective on the entire situation. What if the message they send isn't the beginning of something you think it is? What if it's actually a continuation of something that never really ended? What if the conversation between your souls has been going on the whole time, beneath the surface, in the invisible realm? The physical message is just the surface manifestation of something that's been happening all along. You've been communicating on a soul level even though there's been silence on the phone. That's powerful. That's real. And when the physical world finally catches up to what's already true in the spiritual realm, that's when the message arrives. Luke 1:37 reminds us, "For no word from God will ever fail." This applies to the words that have been spoken over your life by the angels, by your guides, by the divine force that orchestrates all things. The word has been spoken. Your reconnection with this person has already been decreed in the spiritual realm. The message is already on its way. It's already been written. It's already in motion. The physical manifestation is simply a matter of time and alignment. You're aligning yourself right now by reading these words, by declaring your faith, by opening your heart to receive. Thank you for staying with me through this extended message. Thank you for opening your heart to these words. Thank you for being willing to believe in what seems impossible to the logical mind. Your belief is your power. Your faith is your magic. And very soon, you're going to receive confirmation that everything you felt is true. The message is coming. Hold on to that truth.